It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. We are live, man. For those asking in the chat, no, Mean Marky D took the night off. Don't worry about it. He'll be back on Friday night. We got AEW Dynamite tonight unopposed. There's no NXT tonight. No head-to-head, no Wednesday Night Wars. They are by themselves. The Young Bucks defend the AEW Tag Team Championships against PAC and Rey Fenix in what was a chaotic 30 minutes. MJF gets threatened by Mike Tyson, who then proceeds to eat a blank check off of an MJF bribe. And Darby Allin defends the TNT Championship against Matt Hardy. Did Matt Hardy take the title home, or was it yet another circus led by Sting? Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't had a day off since last Wednesday, but I'm still here, Mr. No Days Off, right here for the AEW Dynamite post show on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for April 14th, 2021. I'm your host, JD from New York. I'm joined by my very good friend, Jesse. Heel Jesse. What is going on, buddy?
What's up, brother? How you feel, man?
I feel good, man. Listen, I've come to a conclusion, okay?
What's that?
What size t-shirt are you?
X.
You're an X?
XL.
Okay, XL.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Bro, I found out that Thunder Rosa is feuding with David LaGreca on Busted Open Radio. Apparently, they got a beef going back and forth. And apparently, if anybody is caught wearing Dave LaGreca merchandise, Thunder Rosa is targeting and putting out a bounty on. So I'm going to get you an XL Dave LaGreca t-shirt you're going to wear to that show that you're going to in June.
Well, according to you guys, I already have a bounty on me from Thunder Rosa. The fuck I need a sweatshirt for, man?
Listen, man, we got to add a little bit more to this shit Sunday. We need that cherry on top of the cake.
How come Dave LaGreca can get a star like Thunder Rosa on his show and you can't?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I suck.
Hey, man, I don't know.
You know why? Because you're here. That's why. That's why. You're here.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go, man. I gotta go watch the Dave LaGreca show, man.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please. I would never do that to you. You watch Dark. That's enough for you this week.
Yeah, that's enough, man. Dark, you were right, man. Dark was rough this week.
Yeah.
Man.
We'll talk about that because I want to shout out my boys over at House of Glory, but we'll get into that, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the AEW podcast. This is the Dynamite post show for the 14th of April. We got a lot to get into tonight. It was a nice flowing show this evening. And I don't know, Jesse, what were your overall thoughts on the show? You know, I know when AEW is taped, and I'm not as excited for the show when I know it's taped as it is live. But what'd you think of tonight's show, and what'd you think of that main event between Darby and Matt Hardy?
The overall show, it was all right. It was another middle of the road show. You know, it wasn't a bad show, but I mean, I think it would have been a little bit better if we didn't have some of the antics that came with that main event.
Yeah,
it was weird. I liked the main event. I liked the wrestling match of it. I mean, but it just got all discombobulated in the middle, and I kind of lost interest in then Hardy and Darby get me back interested in the go home segment. So, all in all, I was happy with it. It was good. Yeah,
it was all right. We're going to talk about the Young Bucks heel turn. I think there is really no ifs, ands, or buts about it, that the Bucks are now 100% heel. And, Jesse, they got rid of the tassels. I guess they went all the way with it, huh?
Yeah, man. I didn't even notice that. No tassels. That's a step. But doing what they did in that match, man, that's heel confirmed right there. That's some shit I wouldn't even do, man.
I know. They went all the way with it. We'll talk about it. But I want to thank you guys so very much for joining us here on the show tonight. Make sure you follow both of us on social media, man. As you see, both of our @s on Twitter right there on the screen. Mine is at JDfromNY206. That's both Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. If you guys want to support the podcast, there are a variety of ways to do that. Number one, you can go check out all the videos that you might have missed on the channel. I was a busy bee the last 10 days. This is my last podcast until I finally have a day off where I'm not live streaming tomorrow. So it's been one hellacious week. And if you missed anything WrestleMania week going into the Raw, which was terrible, and then NXT on Tuesday, I got all that stuff, all that coverage for you on the channel. Go check that stuff out. If you guys want to be back with me live on Friday, I will be back live streaming the SmackDown post-show. That is the SmackDown following WrestleMania, so we will see what happens with that coming out of that major main event, that unbelievable main event between Edge, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan, where they go next with that. I will be talking about that on Friday. If you guys want to support via the Patreon page, you can certainly do that as well. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. Go and get your t-shirts at Bonfire, bonfire.com. Link is down in the description. And if you guys want to go get your masks as well, mouthmasker.com/OTS. And tonight's show is sponsored by Dr. Squatch. As always, drsquatch.com. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off all of your purchase. They got the best in men's hygiene soaps, shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, toothpaste. It's all natural. It is all natural ingredients, all organic. Make sure you guys go and get that today. drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPTS at checkout. Word of note, guys. There will be a different look to the podcast, hopefully next week. A lot of people were asking, JD, what's the inside of the venue look like? We will be getting the new layout sometime this weekend, and I can't wait to unveil it for you guys. The entire podcast is going to look different. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as you do now. And when I say we're changing the game, motherfucker, we're changing the goddamn game. And more, even still after this, is yet to come. So I will unveil that sometime next week. Hopefully, I would like to for the Monday Night Raw post show. Jesse, let's start at the top. Matt and Nick Jackson started AEW Dynamite tonight. They were standing as the show took place right at the top. Backstage, Nick asked, why did we do what we did last week? They showed clips of their turn against Jon Moxley last week. Matt said, simple. We chose friendship. Matt thanked Moxley for pushing them over the edge. He said, they're now finally a family that loves and hugs. He said, regarding Don Callis, when someone is right about something, they're right. He said, we changed. He said, they are the best tag team in pro wrestling, but sometimes they felt fraudulent. He said, they haven't felt the same since signing with AEW. He said, they took a big payday and were no longer hungry. He said, they sat idly and let others take credit for the work that they did. Matt said he's no longer content So it's time to show the world a newer, better version of themselves. They showed the tassels being snipped off of their ring jackets as this segment came to a close. This is legitimately, Jesse, I think the first time in Dynamite history, and that's a very short history, where we can finally put to rest what the Young Bucks are. They're not babyface, they're not heel, they're not tweener, they're not these cool baby faces trying to act all rough and tough and gritty and all this shit. This is the first time, I think, since Dynamite has started that we finally got the Young Bucks just as a heel tag team, and the tassels being removed was pretty much the calm before the storm. This is what they did before what they did in the tag team match tonight, which is one of the most heel things you could possibly do to somebody, which we'll talk about what they did to Rey Fenix. But this is it. The heels are back, or the Young Bucks are here, or are heels rather, now for the first time in Dynamite history anyway. And where do you think they are going to go from here? Do you think they're going to keep this the way that they are? And is this going to be a big focus going into this Forbidden Door storyline, which right now we still don't even have the next phase of it on AEW television?
Yeah, it feels like the turn by the Young Bucks is somehow connected to this Forbidden Door. Like whatever they have planned, the plans revolve around the Bucks being healed. It feels like, and maybe it's me not used to the Bucks being healed, but they don't feel healed. I mean, maybe it's because they're just always. I mean, I know they're healed. It's not like, oh, that's not a heel turn. No, it was a heel turn. They're healed, but for some reason, maybe they're too comical. Maybe they throw too many insider references, so I can tell it's not genuine. I feel like it's just a temporary heel turn. I don't know. It feels like me, but I'm not sold on it. I feel like they're just being healed just because they're supposed to be healed. You know what I mean? Is it just me? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was growing a little bored of the Young Bucks, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if a heel turn is really going to change that around for me. They're an incredible tag team, no doubt about it, but turning heel, I guess I have to let it marinate for a little bit. And yeah. I'm hoping something along the lines of a New Japan infiltration into AEW with their Bullet Club coming on over here and really kind of mixing it up with what we got going on here with the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks and Omega. I don't know what's going on with that, so that is still hopefully waiting in the wings. And with what they said, they sat idly and let others take credit for their work. Matt says he's no longer content and that they took a big payday and were no longer hungry. I mean, do you necessarily agree with that? And why would they, of all people, say that to kind of facilitate their heel turn, which kind of sounds ludicrous if you really think about it?
It does. I mean, it doesn't feel like that. I mean, it doesn't feel like that's any kind of a work shoot type deal. It just feels like it's there's something they put into the storyline. I don't think anybody feels like that they're actually content and everything else. I mean, you have a lot to do backstage. You have a lot to do on camera. You have a lot of people to make happy. You have a lot of people that are not going to be happy no matter what you do. I don't think they're content. I mean, you can't go the same speed you used to go when you're just a talent that shows up, works, and goes home. You have a lot more to do now. So I don't think that's how they feel. I think they just wrote that up for this turn. But I mean, again, like I said, it doesn't feel and maybe that's why it doesn't feel genuine, because it doesn't feel like that's true at all. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, throwing that in there almost seems like they're forcing the heel turn, if anything, because they're already starting it off with lies. I don't want to say lies, but like shit that really isn't necessarily true. Yeah, there's no narrative like that out there anywhere, So
we'll see what happens. I mean, the Forbidden Door thing is going to have to get started eventually. If they wait any longer, I don't know if there's going to be as much interest as there was when everything got started with the Good Brothers coming on in and Kenny Omega doing what he's doing. But we'll see what happens. But the Young Bucks definitely 100% now are confirmed to be heel, and they cut their tassels off, and they actually opened the show against PAC and Rey Fenix, which we will talk about in just a second. Then we went to MJF and Mike Tyson. They had a stare-off in the back, and obviously Mike Tyson was the special enforcer for the Chris Jericho and Dax Harwood match tonight. Tyson talked about how excited he was, and MJF walked in and he interrupted Tyson, and he said he was barely born when he had his run on top, but his dad said he was a big deal. He said his boys are a little peeved at him for the actions last week. Tyson said he's mad too. MJF said Jericho is his enemy, and Tyson said he sees his enemy right in front of him, meaning MJF. MJF said he's not asking him to cheat. Tyson said it sounds like that to him. MJF says he wants him to be on the right side of history, and he said he doesn't want him to have any regrets tonight because looking at your face, I can believe you already have one. So leave it to MJF to kind of expose the already, I think everybody's used to it, tattoo on Mike Tyson's face. But leave it to MJF to go there because that's what he does. Tyson obviously got upset at him at this comment, and MJF backed away and told him to hold up, settle down. MJF then offered him a blank check with his name on it. So, he didn't want him to cheat, but he's offering him money to kind of sway him in that decision. Tyson tore it up in front of MJF, and then Jesse, he started to eat it and then spit it out at MJF. MJF then said he'd remember this, and he walked away. This was great. I honestly think this should have been in the ring tonight at some point. In front of the, I don't think there was fans there, but it would have came off better on TV.
Yeah, I thought this was a prelude to a confirmed Tyson turn later on the night.
Well, why would you say that, a Tyson turn?
Because they put MJF and Tyson face to face at the beginning of the show to show that there's clearly fucking animosity and Tyson hates him to lead you into the match, and then when the turn happens, everybody's all fucking surprised. So I thought that's where it was going. It reminded me of Tyson turn on DX, back in fucking, what was it, 98 or something like that, so. But I don't know. I mean, I did like it. I liked it. I mean, I liked it a lot. But it had me looking at it like, is he going to turn? And maybe that was the point. Maybe that was the point to make you start thinking like the whole match. So I don't know. It's pretty good, though.
How do you feel about Tyson's inclusion on the show now 2 weeks in a row? Do you think it's a little overkill, or are you fine with him in the role that he's playing right now? He's pretty much just like, I guess, a bodyguard for Chris Jericho at this point. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be honest, I'm not sure why he's here. Overall, like, why is he here? Remember, he was just catapulted. He just onto the show because NXT was having a takeover, and he just showed up. And then now he showed up and he beat up Pinnacle, and now he's an enforcer. Why is he here?
Did they ever really go over why Tyson kind of is now befriending Chris Jericho? Did they ever get into that, or is that just something that we are to believe because Jericho's the much cooler one, he's the good guy, and Tyson wants to align with the good guys, and MJF is the bad guy? Did they ever go over a legit reason as to why he was kind of confronting Jericho when he was a heel, and now all of a sudden that Jericho's a babyface, now they're good friends, and he's in the inner circle?
No, they never talked about why it happened. They talked about how it came about, with Jericho wanting to do right by the ones he wronged, so he called up Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was more than happy to forgive him, and now they're best buddies. But that was it.
And that's my problem with AEW. It's becoming a little bit more, of a regular thing. These little logic gaps that present themselves in these storylines. To somebody else watching the show, it might not be a big deal, but that's the type of stuff that I think about. And we're going to pinpoint a couple of things in the Jericho match later that Jesse and I pinpointed as well. Like, it looks fucking ridiculous about some of the stuff that they do. But that's the stuff, and Jesse looks for the same thing. Those logic gaps, they just stare right at you. And if you let it go by, the next one's going to be a little bit bigger. And the next one after that's going to be a little bit bigger. You got to give us a reason for the things that we're watching on TV. You just can't let it go and expect, the AEW fans are not going to really worry about that. The bigger story here is the Inner Circle and Pinnacle in Blood and Guts. Yeah, that may be true, but Tyson, I'm not a fucking idiot. I watched this guy on TV a couple of months ago. He had his entire crew coming in there ready to beat the shit out of Chris Jericho. Now he's not. Yeah. Now he's friends with him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't get why he's okay. So if he would have came back and he had the segment that he had with MJF, and then if he would have went through the night, and then he would have did a turn and turned fucking heel and joined the Pinnacle or something. That's at least a reason why he's here. You know, he's here to do this. I mean, to facilitate a turn. And I mean, but I don't know why he's here. Like you could have omitted him from the entire segment and nothing would have changed. So yeah, it just seems like a ratings grab.
Well, that's the way it seems. Someone in the chat, Gemini605, he is a off the script VIP member of the YouTube channel. He says Kris said he called him. Yeah, that's great. I could call Jesse right after the show, and I could tell him something too, and nobody will know what the fuck we talked about. That's exactly the same thing that happened here. Kris called him. What the fuck was said? Nothing was mentioned.
He said he called him. He said, yeah, I called him, and Jericho said I wanted to do right by the people. I'm wrong. Look.
No, Seggy L in the chat. See, this is an AEW elitist. This is what their problem is. Seggy L in the chat. You guys are looking too into it. LOL. What, you like your intelligence insulted? Go watch fucking Monday Night. Yeah, give me a break, man.
Whatever. But no, I'm just trying to. I'm struggling to grasp why. Like if Jericho started calling everybody that he wronged while he was in the inner circle, he'll be here all fucking month just trying to call everybody up.
Yes.
But he started with Mike Tyson of all fucking people, and Mike Tyson was more than willing to hear him out and then jump in the ring and be best buddies with him. I mean, why? You know, and getting past the kayfabe reason, why is Mike Tyson here? What is he? What are we building towards with Mike Tyson? What is the point? Why is he here? If I ask why Bad Bunny was in WWE, because they're building towards a match with him at WrestleMania. That's why he's here. Okay. Why is Mike Tyson here? What's the point?
I don't know. Well, hopefully, if he's going to be included in the blood and guts thing, I'm sure he's going to be there because it's obviously leading to that big night in May between both of these factions. I'm assuming he's going to be a part of it, somewhere in the crowd or maybe sitting at ringside. So we'll see what happens. But at this point, I'm not really asking for an explanation. I would have appreciated one right from the get-go. I think they're well beyond that right now. But those are the things that I look out for, people. You know, I'm not going to just sit here and overlook it because it's AEW. The same mistakes that they make, that WWE makes, I'm going to call them out on it. If you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you. Go watch somebody else that's going to overlook that shit.
Yeah, now I'm not sure what they would plan on building to at like Blood and Guts or something like anything like that, but they've already used the special guest enforcer card tonight, so that's out of the window.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? I don't know, man. They needed a special enforcer tonight. Whatever. They got him in Tyson. He's going to be there. We'll talk about that match a little bit later. Let's get on to the tag team title match. Right out of the gate, they showed the tag team division in attendance, sitting at Daly's place. All the top tag teams, rather, were sitting at ringside or in the crowd. So clearly the Young Bucks are set to run through all these tag teams. Don't know who's going to take them out. It could be Moxley and Eddie Kingston for all we know. We just don't know yet, but they did put all of the tag team division on notice. This was nearly a 30-minute match to open the show. I will say this about AEW. They know how to start a show right. And I was looking for that on Sunday night for WrestleMania, and they started night 2 with fucking Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, and they did things opposite. Then they went into a women's tag team match, and then the show finally got started when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out. You might as well just have started the show with that match and everything else put somewhere in the middle. The one thing that AEW does right is they know how to start a show hot, and I love that, and this is exactly what that was. Not going to go over everything because it's physically impossible for me to do that. So I'm going to take it after the commercial break. The Bucks were beating down the team of PAC and Rey Fenix until PAC sent both of the Bucks to the floor. He almost reached Fenix for a tag and made the hot tag, but Nick pulled Fenix off the apron just in time. Matt continued to mock PAC before doing old Bucks babyface spots in this humorous manner, pretty much shitting on their babyface selves and pretty much solidifying their heel turn. PAC popped up and leveled Matt with a lariat, and then that bought him enough time to make the hot tag to Rey Fenix. Unbelievable is Rey Fenix. He is absolutely on fire. Smooth as a baby's ass. The guy is just absolutely in everybody's mouth nowadays. Immediately took out Nick with the springboard crossbody before hitting an insane springboard Hurricanrana, walking the ropes and using both Bucks as leverage. Crazy shit. He then hit a double cutter on the Bucks for 2. off of a handstand. PAC tagged in for another strong double team with Fenix, and that concluded with PAC's version of a Blue Thunder Bomb for a close 2 count. Matt was able to tag in, but he was immediately taken out with a German suplex. PAC set him up for a second, but Fenix walked the ropes to prevent Matt from getting a rope break. Fenix then hit a unbelievable tope con hero on Nick as PAC killed Matt with another German for a 2 count. PAC himself heads up to the top rope, but Matt rolled out of the way of a Black Arrow. We got a just myriad of super kicks, concluded with Nick landing a destroyer on Fenix, which looked like he planted him dead right on the top of his head. And after that, PAC and Matt traded strikes in the center of the ring. They both transitioned to the ring apron, and both of their partners were taking a beating themselves on the outside with reverse stereo reverse runners. Nick sent Fenix to the ringside seating, cutting him off with a super kick upon re-entry, and Fenix popped up with a cutter on the floor. Now we're back in the ring after all this madness on the outside. PAC and Matt were the legal men. PAC landed a superplex, followed by a frog splash from Fenix for a near fall. PAC tagged back in, climbed for the Black Arrow. He hit the Black Arrow. Fenix was trying to run interference on Nick to stop the pinfall, but Nick was able to shove Fenix into the pinfall and break it up just in time. And Nick dragged his brother to the corner, tagged himself in, running into a boot from PAC. And then PAC tried to hit another German on Nick. Nick was able to cheap shot him with a low blow. Nick, Jesse, at the end of this thing, unmasked Fenix, who was the legal man. Then the Bucks hit stereo super kicks on Fenix to win and retain the AEW Tag Team Championships in what was a fantastic match all over the place. If there is a badass fucking team in this company, Jesse, that I would have loved to see take the Tag Team Championships off of the Bucks, it would have been PAC and Rey Fenix. But in the end of this, I thought the unmasking was fantastic. I thought it was very well done. Normally, it doesn't come off as good. This was very well done, then followed by the super kicks. And as far as tag team wrestling goes, man, I complain about tag team wrestling all the time not being where it needs to be. We don't have that problem in AEW. A match like this is going to make all 4 of these guys look great. It's going to make the tag team division look even better than it is right now. And it's going to bring a nice level of prestige to those tag team championships. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree. It is. I mean, I like what they're doing with the titles, but I don't. But overall, I like it. I mean, I like it. I get why they want to hold on to them and everything else, but they need to be put on someone else. But at the same time, with this big heel turn and more talk of the Forbidden Door, it seems like the titles need to be on the Bucks right now.
Yeah.
So let's see where they're going with this. I mean, we know they have a lot of tag teams to put that title on. They can easily take that title right now. They know that. We know that. But for some reason, they're holding on to them. Must be something big. I don't think they're selfish. I think they want to put people over. So I want to see where they're going with this.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Why they're champions. You know, a lot of people might be wondering why they're champions. Oh, they're executive vice presidents of AEW. You know, the normal casual fan's not going to really know that type of information. Us smart fans know that type of information. But I do think the Bucks have it within themselves, and they are going to do good with these titles. I do think that they are on the Bucks because they indeed will put somebody over. Who that other team is right now, I don't really know. It could be anybody. I would like it to be Santana and Ortiz at the end of all of this, but, you know, everybody has their own choice. It could be Jurassic Express. It could be Moxley and Eddie Kingston. It could be a team that I haven't mentioned here. We don't know. But I do think with them having a reign like this and really solidifying their heel turn, it's going to make everything that follows better, and it's going to put that team that eventually takes those championships off of them even bigger.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the Bucks are champions. Kenny's champion. They're champions because of us. You know, as a community, we complained about it. We did. I mean, I personally understood why they didn't want to hold the titles right away, but as a community, we complained that, you know, where's the New Japan Bucks? You know, where's the cleaner Kenny? We all complained about that, and now they did it. So now people start complaining now, and they'll really have a fun quitting Twitter on us again. You know.
Well, I mean, a lot of people complain that Kenny Omega wasn't the Kenny Omega that they got in Japan. It just goes to fans not being patient. Now look at where both of these entities are. Look at where Omega is. Look at where the Bucks are. And if you put the championships on them, and I'm so tired of saying this because people just don't seem to grasp it. If you put the championships right out of the gate, like people wanted on Omega and on the Bucks, who are they to this audience? What characters do they have coming over from Japan? You don't even know them. If they are allowed to develop a character and then you put the championships on them, that's a different story. Now look at where they are. Look at how much better off everything around them is.
Yeah, Jericho kind of spoke about this a little bit on the Austin podcast, about how good Kenny and Hangman and the Bucks were and everything else, but how, most people in America didn't even know who they were.
No.
Hardcore fans knew, but most people in America did not know who they were. And that's where he came into play with his name value and everything. And he went into great detail about it. So, I agree with him. It's necessary. You have to introduce them to the country so they can do what they do, and then people can fall in love with them, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's it goes to show you why, again, with what he just said there that you explained, why even more so they put the world championship on him, because they were allowed to put the other championships on a couple of lesser known entities, even though he was still the world champion. Everybody knew him. And if you knew him, then you were probably going to go out and wonder, who are these other guys? Who are these other champions in AEW? Because Chris Jericho was holding their most prestigious title.
Right.
So, it's not that difficult to grasp, people. It's very simple. Don't try so hard. Well, Alex Marvez is trying very hard. He was back-to-back interviews here. Number one, he interviewed Adam Page and the Dark Order backstage. Page was drinking beer as Marvez asked about Omega rekindling his friendship with the Bucks. And Page avoided the question and offered to go buy egg rolls for the Dark Order. So he completely avoided any Omega questions, Jesse. Is that another little seed planted there for what's to come later in the year?
Could be. They have no other ultimate goal but to get back to Hangman and Kenny.
Yeah.
So they have to let's leave the seeds planted. That's a good idea.
And then John Silver, he was pretty much there injured. He was wearing kinesio tape, and the Dark Order cheered on John Silver as he raised his shoulder to the other shoulder's level. So he is rehabilitating. He'll be back soon. He doesn't require surgery. So John Silver is still on the mend from that shoulder injury in the match that he had with Darby Allin a couple of weeks back. Marvez also interviewed Kris, Jericho, Tyson, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara. Marvez asked about all of this friendship with Mike Tyson, who was a former rival, like we talked about before. Jericho said when they decided to change their ways and have a new attitude and right some wrong, the first call he made was to Tyson to make up for their past deeds. That's good. So what was discussed? Nothing was said. Jericho says they've been at each other's throats going back to 2010 when Tyson knocked him out on Monday night. He says he had a lot of respect for Mike Tyson because he has remained relevant and remained on top for 30 years. He said when Tyson heard what he had to say, Tyson offered to be there for him if he ever needed him. He said Tyson had their backs last week. Tyson says he's firm, but he's fair. He said he's happy to call Jericho a friend, but he's not taking any sides. But if he messes up, he'll knock him out again. Jericho said he remembers that punch, and he said he's fair and firm, and he'll be our special enforcer tonight. Jesse, I know you had a problem with this promo by Chris Jericho. I think you used the verbiage while telling me via text about this part of the show. This Chris Jericho is nauseating. Would you like to explain to everybody what you meant by that? Because I personally see what you're describing there.
It's okay. So Chris Jericho is a jack of all trades. He can play heel, he can play babyface, he can play tweener, and he can do it in the top tier of all of them. So we got babyface Jericho right now. All right. Babyface Jericho coming off the heel Jericho we just got just seems so disingenuous. It seems like it feels like he's still heel and trying to act like he's face. It's just over the top. He's not himself anymore. Babyface Jericho was still the same Jericho for the most part, in the past. with just a slight few subtle changes. Now he's just out there just straight pandering and kissing ass. That's not Jericho. Any Jericho. That's not any heel baby. This is the Jericho we get when he's trying to pull a fucking swerve over somebody. When he's just over the top, just lavishing somebody with compliments. Listening to Jericho give someone compliments who's not in the inner circle just seems just so wrong within itself.
Yeah.
It just does not feel right. He does not give compliments. He insults people. Even his friends. He'll call his friends stupid idiots and stuff like that because he's just that kind of person. But to just sit and just stroke their ego, it's like, this is just nauseating, man. It's like just a super white meat baby face who's never done anything wrong. Dude, 2 weeks ago, he was the biggest heel in the company, and it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel. It's very nauseating. It's like he's just pushing it just to be pushing it for no reason whatsoever. You know?
I think there's two examples I could use to throw your way on this. I want you guys to think of Roman Reigns and what he's doing as a heel. Can you ever see him going back to the fucking babyface that he was before he joined Paul Heyman? If Roman Reigns was to turn babyface in a couple of years after this heel run is over, do you think he's going to remain this this Roman Reigns as a babyface, or is he going to go back to the old Roman Reigns and he's going to be fucking waving and smiling all this shit? No, the Roman Reigns that you're getting now is the Roman Reigns that you're going to get for the rest of his career. He's not going to change. Yes. Finn Balor's the same way. When Balor was a babyface, he was smiling. He was a fucking toothpaste ad. He was a literal walking toothpaste ad. In NXT, he went up against Cross at TakeOver last week. He was the babyface going into that match. Did he ever come out and start smiling and doing this? And he remained Prince Balor. He didn't deviate from what he is. That's what Jesse's talking about with Jericho. Jericho should be fucking Judas Chris Jericho. Healed Chris Jericho while being cheered by the fans. I don't want to see people, Jericho rather be put over people as a good guy, talking good and making phone calls to make amends with people that he wronged. No, fuck that. Continue to wrong people, but be cool about it,
Yeah, perfect. I mean, there's another perfect example. I don't like using this example because I don't expect everybody to be on the level as he was, but Stone Cold, babyface Stone Cold was still an asshole.
Yeah.
He was still an asshole. Whether you were a guest of the show, whether you were someone in management or a babyface or a heel, anybody who got in the ring with Stone Cold was subjected to a stunner. You were not immune. And he's not going to be out there kissing your ass. And if he does kiss your ass, you are still subjected to a stunner. That's just who he was. He didn't trust fucking anybody. So not saying that this is the path that Jericho should be, but my God, don't be night and day from what you normally are. If you are this way as heel, you cannot be a complete 180 on the other side of the spectrum just because you're a babyface now. Because it just does not seem genuine. It does not feel organic. It does not feel right at all.
Yeah, well, I agree totally with this take here. I think after Blood and Guts, Jericho's going to go away for a little bit. So I think right now we might be looking a little too much into this, but I get your point completely. And it might just be for a little bit until we get to Blood and Guts. And then, like I said, I think he's got Fozzy responsibilities to take care of. So we'll see what happens. But if he does come back and it's the same thing, then it's going to be a fucking problem. Seriously.
Yeah.
I could deal with it for a couple of weeks until we get to May, but if he comes back after all of this is over in September, October, as we get into full gear and he's still the same way, no, bro, listen, go back to fucking wronging people, please. It's the best way for Jericho to be. Red Velvet.
Agreed.
Red Velvet, Jesse against Jade Cargill. This was a grudge match between the two. It went about 7 minutes tonight, and this was one of the bigger matches on the show tonight. Very much looking forward to seeing how these two paired up after the months of back and forth. And I got to admit, man, Red Velvet, even though she's still green in the ring, and I am in no way, shape, or form a professional wrestler, but I know a good professional wrestler from a bad professional wrestler in all of the years that I've been watching professional wrestling. Red Velvet, whatever she's doing, she's got it. She's got great size. She's got great athleticism. She's got great intensity. She's one of those women that I feel like if you're going to ask to get down and dirty with, she's going to fucking bust your ass. And that's really good because there's a lot of women out there that deliver a lot of fluff, and I don't really see any fluff from Red Velvet. Same thing with Jade Cargill. The only thing that I have a problem with Jade Cargill is I think her timing isn't there yet, which is understandable. And, you know, she needs to be a little bit better at that. I seen her in certain situations tonight when she's throwing a clothesline. She doesn't know how to react. It's not fluid. But that's gonna come. That's gonna come with experience. So her timing is not there. But I mean, the makeup of both of these women, the makeup of both has more positive than there is negative. But I thought that they pretty much gelled well for the 7 minutes that they were in the ring.
Yeah. I think they did the absolute best that they could in the situation that they were put in.
Yeah.
You know, I think both of them are fantastic. And if you put each of them in a ring with a ring general, then the match will come out fantastic. You know, you put Cargill in the ring with Thunder Rosa, and you're gonna get a damn good match.
Yeah.
The same way you put Thunder Rosa in the ring with Red Velvet, you're going to get a damn good match. And because they'll have a good leader and they'll have a good follower. And it'll come together perfectly well. But we just got two followers in the ring right now doing the best that they could from what they've learned in this short time. So I'm not going to say it was mistake free. I think the mistakes are understandable and nothing to cry about because, I mean, again, this is their first time in the ring together on TV, and they're both very young in their careers. I don't know why you put them together like this so early, especially so early in their feud, you know, but maybe they're moving on with this feud. Who knows? But they both have very, very fucking bright futures in the women's division here.
Yeah, you can tell that Red Velvet is further along, obviously, than Jade Cargill. But like I said, and like you said, that they are the upside on both is incredible. I know you watched Dark, Jesse. There was one that was mentioned in her commentary tonight, and she was at ringside. Kylan King. I seen her wrestle on Dark. She was one of the actual standouts when I watched Dark, which was awful. By the way, this week is just torturous to get through. I don't know how any of you geeks sit there every week and watch that shit. Kylan King looked very impressive. She had nice ring presence. She moved very well. She had impactful moves. Did you catch her match at all? Because she was sitting at ringside, and I believe Excalibur mentioned her on commentary.
I've been watching Kylan King for weeks, man. She's been profiled on Dark for quite a long time, along with her and Velvet and everything. I mean, and I do like her. And I'll say that she is getting better from when I first saw her. She is getting to what we saw, on Dark this week. She has very, very much improved, and she's got a little bit to go. I'm not sure where she is promo wise. That's probably why she's still kind of stagnant on Dark right now.
Yep.
And maybe gimmick as well, but she is improving. She is definitely improving. I wouldn't say she's improving at the rate that Red Velvet did, but you can tell they're getting a little bit more faith in her and everything like that. So,
what do you? Who was the other one that I seen there? I know somebody was mentioning her, and I'm drawing a blank right now. Shit, I forgot her name. It'll come to me. Big Swole. That's who I wanted to mention. I mean, it's amazing, man. You know, Big Swole seems to be the one left out in the dust. It seems like everybody's improving and Big Swole's not. Like, I watched Big Swole in that match on Dark, and I don't really see anything at all as far as improvement goes from Big Swole.
Big Swole is she's not improving in the ring, but the thing about a Big Swole in the ring, she doesn't need improvement in the ring. She's actually really good in the ring. Big Swole is just having a hard time getting over right now. She kind of reminds me of like a Cesaro 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
So pretty much she's in the same boat that her husband's in.
Well, yeah, there you go. She because she can work.
He would know.
Yeah, she can work, and if you put her in the ring with another worker, you'll get a good match. It's just a matter of how much do you care about the match. Her gimmick can definitely use a complete overhaul, a complete rework. I don't think she needs help in the ring. I think she's just fine in the ring. She's not, top tier, above and beyond, and the best of the best. But she's not bad in the ring at all. I mean, if she had a better gimmick, she'd be much higher on the card.
Oh yeah, I agree absolutely. That's probably what she's missing. She needs that little extra ingredient. I don't know what is her gimmick. What is Big Swole's gimmick?
That's just it. she's swole.
She's swole.
That's it. And And that's just it, man. You know, she's either she tried coming out with some fire, you know, because she wasn't on TV for a while because she was out with the episode of her illness. Yeah. And she came back, and I thought she was going to get back in the mix, and no, she just kind of faded away again. She needs something tangible, gimmick wise, storyline wise, something to have people gravitate to her a little bit more.
Yeah, and a trip back to the Nightmare Factory for a couple of months to work on whatever she needs to work on.
Yeah.
Well, this match was very good for the 7 minutes, like I said. Velvet attacked Jade Cargill when she entered the ring, immediately going after. Referee called for the bell, despite this pre-match attack by Velvet. It gave her an unfair advantage, so Cargill was fighting from behind, which obviously played into the factor of the ending here. Velvet dove through the ropes and tackled Cargill against the ringside barricade. A beautiful suicide dive by Red Velvet, really impactful. She could actually teach some of the others who don't know how to do that for jack shit. That was really good. Cargill reversed a move into the barricade seconds later on Velvet, and then she overhead tossed her into the crowd of wrestlers, all her friends sitting at ringside. One of them, which was Kylan King, she suplexed her back into the ring after this. We went to a split-screen commercial. Velvet moved as Cargill was charging her in the corner for a big shoulder tackle. Cargill went shoulder first into the ring post. Velvet landed a face buster. She landed a standing moonsault, which looked nice. She went for a top rope moonsault, but Cargill moved, although Velvet did connect with some of the moonsault. Cargill then delivered her jaded sit-out face-first powerbomb, and that was enough for the win, 1, 2, 3. So even after the pre-match attack, which gave Velvet a little bit of an advantage before the bell rung, Cargill wins. And Jesse, it seems this outcome is definitely the direction that Tony Khan is going as far as who he's pushing first and who he's pushing faster. So Velvet may be further along, but I think Tony Khan's money all in is on Jade Cargill.
Oh, clearly. I mean, they, you know, and that's where the money is for him right now. I mean, I don't think anybody can, you know, disagree with that. You know, Red Velvet is further ahead than Cargill in the ring, but you can tell that Cargill has that X factor that Red Velvet does not have. If you blended those two together, you have the perfect fucking female wrestler, though. But I think Jim Ross even alluded to it a little bit tonight when he kind of said that if I had to guess at it, you know, I would say, you know, I don't know this shit, you know, but I think Cargill is the highest paid rookie in AEW. I don't know that. You know, it was.
Now that you mention that, I did hear him say that.
Yeah, you know, if he mentioned it, there's probably some kind of fucking truth to it, you know.
I would not be surprised.
So, I mean, you can tell that she takes her fitness serious. She takes her work ethic and everything else serious. So if he has reason to believe she's worth that much and she can be that much of an improvement to the division, I don't see anything right now that says otherwise.
Well, there was a mention of both of them being in the top 5 women's division rankings. I honestly think it's way too early to be talking about Jade being undefeated and being either ranked number 3 or number 2. I think one of the commentators said way too early. She needs to really rack up those wins and get more experience in the ring before she even gets a championship match or a championship match is in discussion. When that championship match happens for Jade, a couple of things need to happen for AEW. First of all, she needs to be ready. And I don't know if she's going to be ready in a couple of months. You know, she could be for all we know, but I don't really think she's going to be ready and where she needs to be in a couple of months. And number 2, if she's getting a championship match, Jesse, she's winning that championship match. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not going to put her in a championship match and have her lose and then, you know, she falls back to the line like everybody else. No, you're going to put her in a championship match after she's ready, and then she's going to win the championship because that's the way it's got to go.
I have Jay going on a win streak. I don't see Jay Cargill losing at all. You
want to know the blueprint? You want to know the blueprint for Jade Cargill? Just follow the Ryback blueprint. Look at what WWE. Ryback fucking sucks. But the build that they gave Ryback and him going out there and squashing a jobber, and then the next week was 2 jobbers, the next week was 3 jobbers. That's what Jade needs to do.
Nah, I disagree. I thought that was a great way to make him look like a monster, but you booked yourself into a tremendous fucking corner. I mean,
they booked themselves into a tremendous corner.
Matches.
Bro, they booked themselves into a tremendous corner because John Cena got hurt. They were the fucking idiots that chose Ryback to be in that Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, but when you got him booked, to beat one guy at a time, then two guys at a time, and then three guys. I mean, so now when the next guy, whoever comes along and he finally loses, it's gonna look stupid. It's gonna look fucking stupid. This guy how is it gonna look stupid? Look at the fucking geeks that they were giving these guys. The combined weight, they weren't even 80 pounds. Right. It was exactly, and it wasn't even worth the showcase. Give him his jobbers, let him beat the crap out of his jobbers, then start putting him in the ring with talent on the roster. And don't put Jade Cargill in any fucking sins or Ryback ever again.
Listen.
No.
My point was, you gotta give her some job squashes. You gotta let her get comfortable in the ring, work the camera, get her timing right. You can't just throw her into the top 5 and then all of a sudden 3 weeks into her run on AEW Dynamite. Oh yeah, she's number 3 in the rankings. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear anything about her being anywhere near Shida.
No. Yeah, keep her away. Give her storylines. I don't want to see her go on this Goldberg streak where she's just beating any fucking local jobber they can find.
Someone in the chat, Jesse, here's a better example for you. Why don't they go the Raquel Gonzalez playbook? Why don't they use that foundation for Jade Cargill?
I guess because I like Raquel, but I stopped watching NXT to see her build though, so I don't know how the build went. But I like Raquel right now.
Yeah, but
but it makes sense. She just does not need to be losing. That's the thing. You can't have this mentality of, this person can never lose for everyone. You can't have that for everyone. You have to lay down. Somebody's got to take L's in wrestling. But once in a while, you'll come across like a Karrion Kross. All right. Right now, the way he looks amongst everyone else, he should not be losing.
Feed me more.
Yeah, Roman Reigns right now, the way he looks amongst everyone else, should not be losing. I get Jade Cargill, the way she looks amongst the other talent in that division, just by her look alone, and if she can hold her own in the ring, she shouldn't be losing. Build her up, and you got a super mega fucking star. She should.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. After WrestleMania, people were complaining about Roman Reigns winning. You people really want this man to lose? What are you, fucking mental?
No.
Fuck out of here, man. Roman Reigns holding that championship for another year, all the way till next year's WrestleMania, clowns. Get used to it.
Yeah, no, the longer Roman is going to do with that title the same thing that I was thinking that Nyla should have been doing with the women's title here.
Oh!
Kept it on her. Keep it on her and make her an unbeatable heel, and then crown somebody after the fact. Don't just put it on somebody else and hope they get over, because it didn't work.
What are you mentioning Nia Jax for? Nia.
I said Nia Jax. I meant Nyla Rose. I did say Nia Jax.
I can't tell the fucking difference. They're all the same.
I did say Nia Jax, my bad. But no, Nyla Rose, she shouldn't have lost that title to begin with, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
It's hard to build up credibility for a title when you don't know who you want to hold it.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a very interesting situation. Tony Khan, the booking of AEW has been a little shoddy lately. I hope that they don't jump the gun on Jade Cargill too fast. That's my main fear here. But I know everybody wants a good women's division. There are countless other women right now that are ahead of Jade Cargill that should be in that discussion, well ahead of her. And we'll talk about one of them in a little bit because she was on the show tonight.
Oh, man. I can't fucking wait.
And here's another one who's in discussion. Never mind Jade Cargill. Britt Baker. Dr. Britt Baker. DMD, Jesse. The 3 most powerful letters in all of pro wrestling. DMD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she was there with Rebel. Baker pointed at the women's division rankings posted behind her. She explained that Jade is now 5-1, whereas she is 7-1. So she will be making her way up the rankings. Baker said she will win again on Dark Elevation if she'll have to prove to everybody that she's the role model for AEW. Then she's going to have to do that. Shivani wished her luck in her future endeavors. So Britt Baker wants a title shot, Jesse. She's going the route in which we were explained at the very beginning of AEW. Does she get there? Does she get the shot with Shida? And does she win the championship?
Oh, I think that's kind of a rhetorical question, man. I mean, is Britt Baker going to become champion? Of course she is. It's just a matter of when they want to do it. So, and I think it feels like they're being very strategic about how they put that title on Britt Baker.
You know what they're doing? They're biding their time because we got about 6 weeks till Double or Nothing, and that's where it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I like this because right now they could book themselves a title match and put the title on her, and it would make sense. She's got her wins, everything else. She's on top, but they're holding off. They're being patient. They're going to find the right spot. Hopefully they'll make it a big match at a pay-per-view, and give Sheeta her proper, send off and go ahead and crown Britt. But they could easily do it now. They're waiting. And so I do like that part.
Look at that, folks. Patience. Yep. Something that the Raw creative team doesn't have. Yep. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Ogogo. He was with QT Marshall and the Nightmare Factory against Cole Carter. This one lasted 1 minute, Jesse. Ogogo obviously was a boxer out of the UK. As Calvert talked up Ogogo's boxing resume. He punched Carter right in the gut. Carter went down, and the referee called for the bell. 1 minute, and that was Anthony Ogogo's AEW Dynamite debut. Now, as far as this goes, I don't want to be a negative Nancy to all the AEW geeks out there, but if this guy, and I'm gonna steal what you exactly told me because I feel the same fucking way. If this guy went 1 minute on Dynamite, and this is all the extent of Anthony Ogogo in the ring, clearly he's not ready for Dynamite. Clearly he should still be in the Nightmare Factory with QT Marshall. Why is he on the show if this is all that we got? Why can't you wait till he's ready so that we get maybe 5 minutes of Anthony Ogogo? I don't want to know that he's a fucking boxer. Fine that he's a boxer and his resume says boxer, but now he's a professional wrestler. I don't want to see a boxer come into the ring, punch somebody, knock him out in a minute, and say, hey, man, that was my pro wrestling debut. That is so counterproductive. I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah. No, they spent a little bit too much time reminding me and getting me hyped up for Anthony Ogogo. Now, if you remember a few weeks back, I talked this guy up because he was already great on commentary on Dark. I liked the presentation that they gave him when they announced him to be a talent, and they kept telling me how he was going to make his in-ring debut, and I was waiting to see what he brought. And they just kind of I don't know. They really, really, really pissed me off with that one. I was really excited to see what they had in him. And from what I can see, he's not ready to go. Because if he could go in the ring, they would have gave him something better than this to showcase him. So now my point is, so why bring him up here? Why put him up here? Why put him in this spot if he was not ready to give us a showcase of his talents?
I don't know.
He punched the guy in the stomach, and the referee called for the bell before the guy almost hit the floor completely. The guy didn't say ouch once or twice, and the ref's already ringing the bell. I mean, if you wanted to give me that finish, at least stop that match for a second. Put a go to the side, check on him, call for help, and then call it. He punched him. The guy, ref looked at him, then called for it. What? No blood? No, what the fuck was that?
Bro, never mind that. Ogogo clearly is not ready. If you wanted a 1 minute squash with this fucking guy, put Camarado in there and have him fucking brutalize him. That's all.
Something.
He clearly seems to be ready. Solo seems to somewhat be ready. This guy, I don't know what the fuck you call that. I don't want to see a boxer in a pro wrestling ring do boxing moves. I want to see him do pro wrestling.
No, and if he is ready, and this is just what they decided to give him, it was not a good showcase for him. It was not a good showcase at all. If you want to get that punch over and really sell it and get it over in the way that you did, him and the ref and the jobber in the ring, they did not do a good job of getting it over. It was like punch, ref looked, called for the bell. We don't see finishes like that in wrestling. Not at all. I mean, you call for the bell because the guy was hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
It's not like you didn't even give him a 10 count to get up. you just looked at him and said, no, that's it. Nobody gets punched like that. We got to go. No, it's over.
Well, whatever the case may be, I hope we don't see Ogogo again until I see some actual physical wrestling maneuvers in the ring. I don't know what the fuck this was. Just give me more promos from QT Marshall. You could have did more with that time. With that.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, moving on here. We got a video package with music in the background that aired with Miro. He said he's going to move forward to fulfill his destiny with or without Kip Sabian. Oh, now you realize that after all these months of wasting our time. Great, Miro. Great. Did something fucking go off in your head while you attended Lana's WrestleMania moment? Nipples?
Let me pause you for a second. Let me pause you for a second. Somebody mentioned this in the chat, and I didn't even think about this. Anthony Ogogo has been talking about how much of a household name over in the UK he is, and how much of an accomplished boxer he was, and everything else. And he's this big heel. Where was he when washed-up boxer Mike Tyson was in the ring? At ringside. Why wouldn't Ogogo be out there like, I'm a better fucking boxer than you? Get the fuck out of here.
Anthony Ogogo was in AEW's version of Titus Catering. That's where he was.
You know, I mean, you're out there touting yourself as, you know, the best boxer out there, you know, in the company. You got Mike Tyson.
Listen, bro, they're already mingling fucking 20-man faction warfare in every fucking match. You want Anthony Ogogo to go out there and interject himself into something he has no business being in?
Give me a backstage segment. If you get two professional boxers on the show at one time and with no interaction, I think you missed something right there. You missed something right there. Or maybe they get Tyson for more dates. Maybe they'll do it later. I don't know. But if you got them both in the same show and you've already outed Ogogo as a boxer, you missed something, man.
Was he even a good boxer?
He said he was. That's good enough for me.
All right.
That's his
Anybody can say anything.
You know, he was, you know.
Anybody can say anything.
As far as I'm concerned, Baron Corbin is a good boxer. They keep telling me he's a Golden Gloves winner.
That's like Braun Strowman saying he's a good professional wrestler. Bullshit.
I don't think he ever said that. I don't think he ever actually said
That's
that.
like Braun Strowman says he's not stupid.
He said he's got hands and he likes choo-choo trains. He never said he could wrestle, so I'll give Braun that much, man.
Fuck out of here, man. Anyway, let's move on to Christian. Miro. I was talking about Miro. With or without Kip Sabian. He said he left the Arcade Anarchy match and he hasn't been himself since, and he hasn't seen Kip since. He said he hates wasting his time. He recommended anyone with gold around their waist should pull a Kip and disappear before he finds them. What do you think about that, Jesse? Is Miro going to all of a sudden get a little serious now and then go for championships? Are we going to look at him a little bit differently? Or does there need to be a lot more resuscitation here to the Miro character that seemingly has been dead ever since he arrived in AEW?
Look, unfortunately, you got to give this gimmick a little bit more of a go. So you got to try it outside of this best friend stuff and see where it goes. But I think ultimately, yeah, they're going to have to repackage Miro.
Yeah. To what? I don't know.
I don't know. But they got to repackage him.
Maybe they can repackage him as Braun Strowman's, stupid. Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
They got
maybe Miro could be AEW's version of wee.
Yeah. This is not working, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the best friend thing that brought him down or if it was just Penelope and Kip. I don't know.
Well, let's have some fun here. Let's do process of elimination. The Bucks are tag team champions unless he finds a tag team partner, which right now he's getting rid of his tag team partner. He can't go after the Bucks. Omega, he's not beating Omega. Darby Allin, maybe Lance Archer beats Darby Allin, and we get Miro versus Lance Archer. I could see that.
I could see Darby and Miro.
I could see Darby and Miro
already.
Did they? I don't think so.
I don't remember. Did we get Miro and Darby yet? I don't remember. I think we might have. Oh no, we'll see what they say. But if they want to get Miro up the card, they're gonna have to change that gimmick.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to change that gimmick. He can't be just some. What is he? A video gamer? His move is game over. I mean, what is this, man?
Yeah.
What is he? Where is he going?
Game over.
How come he just can't be a Russian fucking killer again?
Game over. Just like it's game over for us on Monday night at 8 p.m. It's game over. I don't know about you. It's probably game over for you at 7:30 before the show starts, and you're on Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah. They said no, we didn't get Miro and Darby yet. So that would be a nice little feud right there for the TNT title.
We'll see what happens, man. I'm going Archer Miro after all is said and done. I think that's something that could be very interesting.
You think so?
Yeah.
And I think it's like it looks like they're trending back towards babyface with Archer again now.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
He's definitely a tweener.
He could speak. That's fine. I think what Miro needs is somebody like an Archer who's legit and serious to bring out the badass side of Miro. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That may be all it takes, but this is where WWE excels and AEW doesn't. They know how to create, or at least Triple H does, characters in NXT. Miro has no character. Who is he?
No, he has.
Oh man, I sit on Twitch and I play games. It's great.
He's the best man. So if anybody in AEW wants to get married, Miro is the designated best man of that wedding. That's his gimmick.
Which it doesn't even make the best man of what? The best man of Kip's wedding? Well, who's getting married? What are you the best man of? What are you the best at?
I don't know, but right now, I'm not even kidding you. As of right now, Lana makes more sense in her role than Miro does in his.
Yeah, like Melvin said in the chat, it was game over when Miro started that gimmick. Yeah, right.
Yeah, his wife is making better progress than him right now.
Please, did you see her entrance at WrestleMania with the neon lights showing her tatas? Did you see that one?
Yeah.
And what about catering's nip slip? Slippery nipple.
Oh man, I missed it. I was literally playing Call of Duty Mobile.
I missed it too. Thank God.
I had friends over, my friends caught it. They were looking, and they were like, "Oh man, that's a boob." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I looked up, and the screen was black.
Yeah, now it's not there anymore.
And I said, "Well, who was it?" They said it was Dana Brooke. I said, "Oh man, I almost saw it." Oh well.
Well, look, listen. Luckily, it wasn't somebody else in the match.
Yeah, that's true. Give you that. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Enough of these slippery nipples. We'll talk about Chris Jericho and Dax Harwood. Easily the best match in the night, in my honest opinion. This was the Pinnacle versus Inner Circle somewhat here before we get to Blood and Guts. We got Pinnacle on the outside. Jericho was with Sammy, and obviously Mike Tyson was the special enforcer. The one thing I noticed about this match is the fact that Dax Harwood, a lot of people, there are some notable people that I'm very cool with online in the podcasting realm that, it's their prerogative to not like FTR and think that FTR are just two nameless jobbers who don't really offer much of anything. They're not there to make a difference. They're one of the best tag teams on the planet. That's fine. But you really can't take away anything from Dax. Dax is so criminally underrated as a professional wrestler. And we've seen him wrestle more singles in AEW than we've ever seen in WWE, which, that's saying something because WWE always loves to do one-on-one tag team matches with tag team partners, But this, to me, really stands out as him being a great professional wrestler. The match that he had with Jungle Boy was great. And this match with Jericho was fantastic. Did you pick up on that, Jesse? Am I right when I said that about Dax? Do you see that?
No, I mean, honestly, no. I don't see a distinguishable difference between Cash or Dax, to be honest.
Really?
As far as I was concerned, they were both just equally as awesome and just better as a team. But I didn't see one. For me, it wasn't like a Phoenix Pentagon type deal where like they're both great, but one's clearly better. I just thought they were just both dead even. That was just me, though.
I would probably have to see more of Cash singles, but we've been seeing a lot more of Dax, and what I've noticed is that he's a damn good professional wrestler. That's what I'm looking at there. But Jericho, we'll pick this up after the break. Jericho made a comeback. He was being beaten down by Dax. He made a comeback at a double axe handle and a lion salt for a 2 count. Cash slid into the ring to make the save, but stopped short. Tyson scolded him, and both Jericho and Dax down. Excalibur hyped the Darby Matt Hardy main event during this thing. I don't know why they do that. I put that in the notes for some reason. And then they plug Shivani. Shivani plugged Christian's thing. Just fucking focus on the goddamn match. Dax landed a rebound, sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Dax slapped Jericho and had some intense words for him back and forth. And then he climbed the top rope, went for a diving headbutt. Jericho moved. Jericho applied a lion tamer in the middle of the ring, and this is where it got ridiculous, Jesse. Jericho applied the lion tamer in the middle of the ring, and instead of absolutely just fucking worrying about the hold, sitting down and supplying the submission, he's crawling backwards to fucking go to the spot near the rope so Cash could interfere in the fucking match. It was almost as if he was in a walking Boston Crab, and nothing about a lion salt making Dax tap out was the priority here. It looked fucking ridiculous. And those are the things that I pick up on. Why are you crawling backwards after you immediately apply the hold just to go to the interference spot that's coming after? Can't you play it up a little bit and let Dax suffer a little bit and then crawl to the ropes as he's struggling to hang on?
It looked really bad. He had him like pretty much in the middle of the ring too, like right smack in the middle of the ring. Then he just said, "Oh, let me get to your corner so your partner can get you out of this." Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you taking him to his corner?
Jericho pretty much dragged him to the corner.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know, man. Am I the only one? Are we the only one that calls this shit out, man? I'd love to know.
Why are you taking him to the fucking corner? You can't even tell me that Dax drug himself. Jericho walked towards the fucking corner. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Well, anyway,
hit me in the head.
Cash, that's exactly what Cash did. Cash punched him in the head, and then Dax went for a near fall, got the cover, got a near fall. Guevara dove past Tyson here, tackled Cash right into the fucking staging area, and he takes him out. Dax then ducked a Judas effect, landed a great-looking brainbuster on Jericho for a 2. Jericho came back with a code breaker. Both were down, and they were slow to get up. Then the rest of Pinnacle walked towards the ring. Hager, Santana, Ortiz stopped them. Cash picked up a bat at ringside, which I'm assuming was Jericho's. Tyson absolutely leveled him. It looked more like a forearm, because if he really punched him with that sound, he would have been knocked out. It was more of a forearm, like here type of move, and it got Cash right in the jaw. He was knocked out, taken out of the match. Dax set up a move on Jericho, but Guevara distracted Dax. Jericho then landed Judas effect for the win. This was a fun match from start to finish. There was a lot going on, and they utilized Tyson right in the special enforcer role, and it was a good match. It was just that one little fucking silly botch with Jericho crawling over to the ropes that just made me cringe really bad. But this was a great match, a nice little appetizer before we get to Blood and Guts. I don't know, man. It was just a good wrestling match. Jericho wins. They got to cement some victories before Pinnacle ultimately get the victory inside Blood and Guts. It's pretty much what it was.
It was, and maybe this can help explain how I just didn't really get Tyson's involvement here. So, if they would have continued this Pinnacle Inner Circle build, and we kept getting melee after melee, and then we get to Blood and Guts, and then they want to say, hey, you guys have been at each other for fucking weeks. We can't keep the peace. We need a special fucking enforcer. We're going to bring in fucking Mike Tyson. I bet you won't fuck up with him there. That would have made sense, you know? But we get pretty much our first interaction, and then right away we get Mike Tyson as enforcer. Like, why? This is just a one-on-one match, you know? Just ban everybody from ringside if that's what you want. But we get Blood and Guts when you need everybody out there at one time. You need somebody to keep the order. Then you bring in a special enforcer, and then you build it. It just didn't make any sense. I didn't know why he was here.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, everybody should have been away from ringside anyway. Like, yeah, I don't really. It's just really, it really is booked backwards. Now that you mention it, I honestly didn't even think about that. Now that you mention it, it is really booked backwards. Like, why was he there?
Why was he there?
I don't know.
Don't know. It was a one-off. Jericho, you know, it just didn't make any fucking sense. Jericho versus Dax. We need Mike Tyson for this one.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even Jericho and MJF. You know, you got Jericho and half of the tag teams over there. You needed Mike Tyson for that match? Come on, man.
I don't know. Mike Tyson. Apparently, Mike Tyson is doing something more special than whatever Santana and Ortiz could do, or Jake Hager. I don't know, man. It is what it is. They want the title. The more you mention it, the more it was just done to grab the casual audience. That's all it was. It was a ratings grab That's all it was.
It was. This night is very important for Tony, and I get it.
Yeah.
This night is important. This first night away from NXT, so they need to pop a big number. So maybe that was probably literally it.
Which, by the way, NXT popped off 800,000 on their first night, which was very good for them. It wasn't really. Awesome. It wasn't a great show by any means, but that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people compared to the fucking 600,000 they were doing last week.
Yeah, and that's really good considering they moved. Usually when you move, believe it or not, a lot of people miss the move.
Yeah.
You know, so they get that kind of number on the first night after a move. That's really impressive.
Yeah. So we'll talk about, I'm sure I'll talk about this weekend on Off the Script, the ratings back and forth. I'm assuming AEW is going to draw at least 900, I would assume. That's where their normal number is when they're not against NXT. But people are going to fucking make it a war anyway, even though they're on different nights. Oh, NXT did this and they beat AEW on Wednesday. Ha, ha, ha. Like, give me a break.
Oh, yeah. This war is not over. I don't know what everybody is saying. It's not over yet. They're going to continue this shit.
No, this is not the war that we are looking at. No. My war now is what AEW is doing to get to 1 million and how close they're going to be getting to Monday night and what their demographics are compared to Monday night. That's what I'm looking at now.
Yeah. That's it really is. I want to see Wednesday night numbers get higher than Monday night's numbers.
Yeah. Marvez again interviewing Callis, Omega, Bucks, Good Brothers in a parking lot outside of Daly's place. Callis shoved him away, took the microphone. Goodbye, Marvez. Callis just said, when you think we've seen it all, you guys haven't seen anything yet. Callis said, this is just the beginning of the story. Yes, thank you for telling us, Mr. Callis. I'm wondering when the next chapter is going to be. It's been about fucking 2 months now. Omega said the people everywhere are asking him why they changed. And Omega said they never changed. They got sick of doing what the people, the podcasts, wanted them to do. We were never just like you. He said, where they go, the gold will follow. Matt said it's not just fun and games. He said he has matches of the year coming out of his damn ears, and we're back. He said every team that challenges them has a BTE trigger with their names on it. Callis said, be prepared to be surprised again. And the Young Bucks, T super kicking the camera guy, stopped, and then Callis super kicked him anyway, and the camera went down that as the segment came to a close. Jesse, apparently Omega said people everywhere asking him why they changed, and they got sick of doing what the other podcasts and these YouTube videos and all these people in the IWC wanted them to do. I mean, who's complaining that they changed? What podcast?
I said, I'm like, I did not hear a single podcast complain about Kenny change, and everybody wanted the cleaner.
Like, who the fuck is he listening to? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, who the fuck are you watching?
Hey, yo, Kenny, who are you listening to out there, bro? You gotta listen. You gotta be listening to us here, okay? Don't be listening to these geeks that don't want you to change. You needed to change. We understood why you didn't immediately. We get it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. And I wasn't too sure about Don Callis in this role he was in the company. And that's why I kind of stayed away from my opinion about him being featured as much and involved in this main segment. I couldn't tell if it was go away heat or what's going on. I like it. I like what Don Callis is doing.
No, Don Callis has always been great. I think he's a great color commentator. I think he's a great mouthpiece. Yeah, he's very I wouldn't say he's underappreciated, but you know, he's just great. He's got that sniveling prick character down to, I mean, we met him in All In. During the first podcast road, we came up to him, and you know, he was very, like, cocky. He was almost like a prick. He didn't want to associate with. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll talk to you guys. I'll come back a little later. Never came back.
Yeah, the gimmick is real, guys. That's the real Don Callis.
Yeah. But this was great. He says he got more surprises in store. When is this match with Rich Swann? Is what I want. Is that coming up soon?
Don't know. I don't watch Impact. Is it scheduled already, or is it at the next pay-per-view?
It might be at the next pay-per-view. I don't know when the next Impact pay-per-view is, but I think that's when the next phase of this is going to happen, because Kenny Omega has to win the Impact World title.
He has to just give it to him now, because there's no way he's not winning that title.
Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised with Impact, how they fuck up things.
He's not losing clean.
Who?
Kenny's
not losing clean? He's not losing at all. Oh, it's next Sunday. People saying it's next Sunday. Jacob Donnelly says next Sunday.
Next Sunday, okay. Yeah, Kenny's gonna win, and if he doesn't win, he's not losing clean.
He's not losing at all.
Well, that's what I mean. But it's title for title. So if something happens, then it's a fuck finish or something. But
listen, man, I get it. It's title for title. There should be no fuck finish. None.
It should not be.
Kenny beats Swan with the one winged angel clean. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. And Rich Swann is not gonna be the AEW champion, guys. I mean, okay, that's just not happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's like me. That's like us saying, Roman Reigns is losing the Universal title before SummerSlam. Get the fuck out of here.
To the Miz.
Yeah, to Cesaro. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
No.
Anyway, this was a good promo. I'm excited to see what they got coming up. It desperately needs something. So if Cal says there's more surprises coming soon, we should really hold him to his word. Kris Statlander versus Amber Nova. Amber Nova was on NXT a few times, so I was already kind of familiar with what she could bring in the ring, but this really wasn't about Amber Nova. This was all about Kris Statlander. Everybody's very high on Kris Statlander. I know, I get it. Everybody's high on her. But I will say this. A, I'm glad she's back. B, I think she looks fantastic. She looks so good. She toned up. She lost some weight. She looks great. She looks refreshed. And this was exactly the type of match that she had. It almost, Jesse, didn't even look like she missed a beat. To be honest with you, she was fluid. She hit her moves. Timing was on. Everything was right. This is the woman that they need to build up to go after Sheeta. I don't want to hear about anybody else. It's either her or Britt Baker, and that's it. And when Britt wins the title, Statlander needs to be right there when Baker wins the title.
Yes. Did you see, and this is what I noticed about Statlander in a return match. Did you see her confidence?
Yes.
In the ring?
Yes.
She that was not there when she left. That was not there. She comes back now. She looks like a fucking veteran.
Yep.
She looks like she knows what she's doing. She is confident in every move, the smirk, the smile. She's ready. She is ready right now.
Now, the only thing that Jesse and I don't know is why she's aligned. I love Orange Cassidy. I think Orange Cassidy is great, but I don't know why she's aligned with these geeks in the Best Friends. Why? The only thing that I could think of, correct me if I'm wrong, some of you fucking stalkers out there may know better than anybody else. The reason why I think she's aligned with these guys is potentially she may be dating one of them. And they just figured, we'll just throw her into this faction because she's dating one of them. Which one that is, I don't know. I could be way off on it. I don't know. Looks like Statlander and Orange Cassidy are kind of cozy with each other. I have no idea.
I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you right now. And it does not look like Orange Cassidy is popping up right now.
No? All right.
I could be wrong, but
I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. Hey, listen, it's just me kind of just seeing things about what happens on the show. I don't know.
Well, I put in Kris Statlander's boyfriend, and I don't have time to read articles, but right now I see 1, 2, 3 pictures of her with Orange Cassidy.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe, very possible.
Well, whatever the reason is, I really think she should be on her own. Jesse thinks that she should be on her own. But regardless, no matter if she's on her own or with the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, she is going to be a top contender for that championship. Soon as Double or Nothing is over, that's where she needs to be. And she beats Amber Nova tonight with her modified tombstone pile driver. And that was pretty much it. Amber Nova got no offense in on this thing, maybe a punch or two. But that's about it. And Statlander wins in a very dominant fashion. Dasha.
I'm sorry to cut you. I think a better way for me to put it, because it kind of just seems like I'm trying to say the Best Friends, suck. I think the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, I think they have a gimmick and it works for them. And I think they're in that mid-card tag, comedic role, and it works for them. I like it. But that don't mean I want everybody else that I like in the role with them. and Statlander should be off doing her own thing and let these guys do what they do, and it works for them. It doesn't work for Statlander or Miro, and that's why Miro is being very cut out of that feud. So
Statlander's boyfriend is Johnny Silver? What?
No, we know that's not true.
No, that's not true.
Okay, move on.
That's not true at all. Dasha, ex-Taz, and Team Taz, accompanied by Powerhouse Hobbs, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Hook. If they got an answer from Christian Cage, Starks was upset that he didn't answer quickly. Taz says, listen, I get it. We have to wait, but we're going to get our answer. Let them come to us. Cage agreed that they needed something along the lines of an answer. Ricky Starks got very testy with Taz. Taz said, you know what, Starks? It's best if you just stay back here. And then Brian Cage was arguing with Ricky Starks. Taz said, you know what, Cage? It's best if you stay back here. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to handle business with Hobbs and Hook. So they went out to the ring. Christian came out first. He had a promo with Tony Schiavone, and he was doing his thing. He said this is the first time they've had a chance to do an interview together. He said this is a huge deal for him. He says he's dressed to wrestle, and he's ready to outwork everybody. Taz interrupted, and he asked why he didn't reply or return a phone call. He complained he isn't acknowledging him. Acknowledge me, Taz. Gimmick infringement here by Taz. Are you in or out? He asked. Christian said he was going to do it later in the back in private like a professional. So now that you're out here, I know Team Taz right now is a bit of a dumpster fire, he says. He said he didn't come to AEW to help him fix his problems. He came to AEW to win championships. He took a shot at Taz's height and said the answer is no. Taz then called Christian a shitbag and said if he was standing on his wallet, he'd stand 10 feet over him. Christian called it bingo money. Taz said, yeah, other money too. And he said, that other guy that used to carry you all those years, now you're over here. He said, you have the audacity to wear my colors in the ring as well. Hobbs, go get him. So Hobbs made his way to the ring. He took a swing at Christian. Christian ducked and went for kill switch. Taz then had his son distract Christian. Hobbs nailed Christian with a hard clothesline. Then he threw him into the ringside barricade, beat him up around the ringside barricade, left Christian lifeless on the floor. And we got a match booked for next week, Jesse. Christian Cage versus Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Is he going to outwork Will Hobbs?
Well, I don't like this already.
There you go, bro. The aging WWE legend is coming in to beat the youngster.
Is anybody in this chat right now think that Will Hobbs is gonna win that fucking match? This young up and coming stud, built like a brick shithouse, all the up talent in the world to come out of him still. He's got to face Christian Cage. Who thinks that fucking Will Hobbs got a flying chance in hell of winning this match?
Bro, Will Hobbs can walk into catering and have fucking 7 servings of whatever Titus is fucking serving that night, and then he'll use Christian as a goddamn toothpick to clean his teeth. And this guy's gonna lose to Christian Cage next week.
Yeah, that's over, dude. They better find somebody to protect them because they've already buried them just by booking this match alone. So
yeah, good job there, boss man Tony Khan. What's going on, bro? I thought this was about the youth.
Yeah, I will say this. I like how this feud has started with Team Taz and Christian. How organically it started. I'll explain. Taz offered Christian a chance to join Team Taz. Told him to think about it. Said okay. So now Christian comes out to the ring the next week to do his promo, and now Taz is getting antsy and jumpy and coming out there interrupting his promo, which is already right there rude, to ask him what his answer is. So now Christian, instead of just saying no, thank you, but no thank you. All right, let's end this. No, Christian took it upon himself to insult Taz as he gave his answer. But why did he insult Taz? He insulted Taz because he was upset that Taz came out and interrupted his segment. All right. So now he called Taz short by saying you're standing on these 3 steps. So Taz got antsy by Christian not answering. Christian got antsy because Taz is interrupting him. Now Taz is pissed because Christian is insulting him. Now we have an origin of a fucking feud right here. It makes sense. There's nothing better than the heel that feels he's right in what he's doing and he feels disrespected and he's probably has some truth to it. Taz has a reason to be upset. At the same time, so does Christian. So this feud already does feel organic. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the banter back and forth between Christian and Taz was great. I thought it was one of the better parts of the show. LJBK in the chat, he's an OTS member. He says, my friend bet me $10. Hobbs wins.
Okay.
Gee, that's a loss right there, brother.
Yeah, go collect your money, sir.
Yeah. Might as well tell your friend to give you the $10 right now.
Just give it to you. Yeah, just take it now.
Don't even wait till next Wednesday, man. Go buy yourself a nice fucking Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a couple of donuts, bro. There you go.
Yeah. That's done. Oh my God, dude. that girl, who was it? Amber
Nova.
She had a better chance at beating Kris Statlander tonight.
Yeah.
And that was not happening either.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So.
It's going to be funny next week, man. I'm looking forward to that just for the jokes that are going to come out of that. Instant L for Mr. Will Hobbs. TNT Championship match, main event, Darby Allin. He defended the championship against Matt Hardy in a false count anywhere match. I have to let you guys know that Hardy came out for this main event alone. It was a one-on-one match. And then it wasn't. So Hardy immediately grabbed the chair, was beating the shit out of Allin with it on a coffin drop attempt, which looked nasty. He continued to use the chair to beat down Allin. Allin was already getting these cuts and these bruises on his back from the chair. God knows how Hardy was swinging that fucking thing. So the chair continued to be a focal point on Hardy's offense. All of a sudden, Jesse, we get the Hardy family office. That's Butcher, Blade, Private Party. They come out. Butcher tossed a trash can into the ring and hit Allin in the face with it. They all beat down Allin until the Dark Order came out. Sting came out for the save. Sting got a long sequence here where he sent Private Party packing with his baseball bat. It started out, okay, we got a one-on-one match. Hardy's going to lose clean. Great. There might have been one guy to come out, but AEW does the same fucking thing. It couldn't stay a one-on-one match. It had to be a goddamn 12-man circus out there for God knows what reason. Why does everybody need to get in the goddamn segment? Can't you just keep the fucking match one-on-one? I don't know what you thought of this, Jesse, but what'd you think of this fucking god-awful mayhem?
It was just it. I don't know what you can say about this. It's a clusterfuck. I don't know.
Every week. It's every fucking week with these people. Keep them in the fucking back. Save it for dark, man. Dynamite comes, I want one-on-one matches without clutter. The fuck is going on with this shit every week?
I mean, look, it doesn't have to be just one-on-one, no interference. Look, it's wrestling and that shit happens. But look, just stay focused on what you're trying to fucking do. So if you want to put this match on and then you want some interference, bring your interference, have it involve the wrestlers in the ring, and then be done with it. What you did was you put this match on and then you tried to continue 15 other storylines in the middle of a main event that didn't have anything to do with the main event itself.
So awful, dude. All they needed to do was send the Butcher out there or a Blade out there. One of them. They could have sent the Bunny out there for all I fucking care. She could have been out there to stop Sting while Private Party came from the back and attacked Allin. Sting obviously seeing what was going on. He could take care of Private Party. Why does everybody need to be? Why does the Dark Order need to be out there?
Dark Order, dude. I saw it coming a mile. I texted you when I saw it coming. I saw it coming a mile away. Like, oh shit, you know Sting is coming out, right? And then he comes to Dark Order. Like, oh fuck, it was worse than I thought.
and then the fucked up thing is the AEW elitists, the geeks, they won't say anything about it. They think it's fucking great. I mean, this faction warfare is fucking terrible. I don't know what you guys are watching. That's not what I want to. You don't see NXT doing that every fucking week.
Yeah, no. When I was watching them, I was literally watching it, just like no interruptions. You know, no. I was just watching, and then like it started, and I was like, and then it got worse. I'm like, and then everybody came out, and I started grabbing my phone, texting you.
It's just as bad as it's just as bad as the distraction roll-ups in WWE. Babyface fucking is fighting a heel. The heel's theme music goes off in the back. Someone comes out to distract, and then the babyface, what's going on? Like they don't have a fucking match going on, and then they end up getting rolled up.
Yeah.
You fucking serious?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Listen,
I've never run a wrestling promotion.
No. If I did, I wouldn't be booking this shit.
No.
So they go to commercial break. The two factions are continuing the chaos on the outside. Hardy suplexed Allin into a trash can. Once they came back from commercial, Hardy whipped Allin across the steel steps, crashing into the barricade. Hardy made a cover on the floor because it was a false count anywhere match. All of a sudden, they show Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. You know, they were shown in the beginning of the match, looking at this match. Then all of a sudden, they ran out for some reason. Lance Archer came out to stop them, and he sent them away. Like, what the fuck? What does Lance Archer and Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page have to do with this match?
Nothing.
Like, Lance Archer's problem is with Sting and then Darby. Yet Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky just interject for no reason? Unless I'm not watching something.
Dude, I was literally sitting there saying to myself, like, Jesus Christ, everybody in AEW has come out to this fucking match except Tony Khan. And then a minute later, they go through fucking Gorilla, and then we see Tony Khan. And there he is. Okay, and then now everybody's involved in the fucking match.
It's like Tony Khan is in the back, like, yeah, come on, it's your turn now. Come on, let's get the entire roster out there.
That's it, yeah. I mean, what the fuck, though? I do like how they don't mind taking their camera crew, through Gorilla. I mean, when WWE does it, they have to make sure they don't show Vince at all ever sitting there doing his job. Like, we don't know. I mean, we know he's sitting there doing his job. Have him show the camera over there.
I always think about that, man, when you got fucking Riddle doing bruh backstage with the New Day and they're in Gorilla right before the curtain. He's sitting right there. Like, right there. I'm like, done. Move the camera over just a little bit to the left. I want to see the old man.
Right there. To any people who don't know, when you see those backstage sections with the big red background and everything else, and you see the red, Vince is on the other side of that fucking camera, man. Sitting right there next to fucking
What Bruce, is he doing? Is he laughing? Is he fucking shitting his pants? I don't know. Just fucking show me. I want to see him.
Yeah, take us backstage.
Anyway, this Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, what a fucking waste Ethan Page is, man. Holy shit. Shows up in the ladder match. I haven't seen him since. The fuck are they doing? What are they doing with this guy?
They took him and put him with a guy who's out to start his singles career.
Directionless. Lance Archer came out, stopped them. He sent them packing. Like I said, Archer hit the blackout on Isaiah Cassidy before staring down Sting. I don't know why this couldn't be saved for another fucking segment on its own. Really. Or booked better with somebody where it would have made a little bit more sense where these guys were the focus in the match and not having to deal with 16 other fucking guys. Sting tossed Allin his bat. That's where things really broke down. Hardy surprised Allin with a low blow before setting him up for the chair-assisted twist of fate, which looked brutal. Hardy put the chair over Allen's head and did a twist of fate with it. Hardy hit on the stage the twist of fate with the chair, by the way. It's a very important detail because that's where the brawl ended the match. They brawled into the production area backstage where Hardy set up a ladder and placed Allin on a table. Hardy climbed the ladder and hit a leg drop through the table for a 2. This is what the match should have been, minus the 17 fucking guys that came out beforehand. They brawled backstage. Hardy attempted a powerbomb to Allin to the floor. Allin escaped, hit a low blow before cornering Hardy and laying shots in with Sting's bat. Allin used the bat to force Hardy onto the announce table. He climbed some scaffolding that was behind the commentary desk, did the coffin drop from what JR said was 20 feet in the air through the table. He rolls Hardy off the table, makes the cover 1, 2, 3. He retains the TNT Championship. What a clusterfuck, man. And this happens all the time in these Darby Allin matches. Every fucking time. It's not in this capacity, but this is another problem all to itself. But every single time Darby doesn't win a match on his own, there's always some help or some fucking bullshit that's happening around him while he's taking care of business in the ring.
Yeah, there is way too many moving parts around this whole storyline right here. Way too much. It's just gone way off the fucking rails.
All I know is we're getting Archer versus Allin. I don't know how the Dark Order and everybody else in the fucking Hardy family office comes into play. Quite honestly, I don't give a shit. Just give me Archer and Allin and Sting. That's it. Jake. I don't give a fuck about anybody else.
Now, I will say this. I don't know what's going on with this Sting shit, but I just want to make this clear right now. I said this shit fucking weeks ago. And that was all starting. Sting is just fucking, he's just aimless right now. Where is he fucking going? Where is this going? Where is this shit going? I was still waiting to find out where this shit is going with Sting. And right now, from what I can tell, they don't know.
Bro, I don't even think, the more you mention it, the more I don't know, man. The more you mention it, I just feel like AEW's creative has taken a hit in 2021. I don't know if it's the fact that they don't care anymore or they're losing steam or if it's the venue. Maybe they're sitting on things, bigger plans that they don't want to unveil in this venue. I don't know what it is, but it almost comes off as if they had no plan for Sting and Tony Khan was being a mark for himself. Hey, Dad, look, I got Sting in my promotion. Look at how legit I am.
Yeah.
That's all it comes off as. The weeks go on. That's what it comes off as.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's like I'm a big fan of the Dark Knight. You know, and one of Heath Ledger's promos at the end of it, he said, I'm like a dog, you know, chasing a car. You know, I wouldn't know what to do if I ever caught it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of exactly what you get. Sting. I got Sting. I'll take Sting. I'll take him.
Yeah.
Now what do you do with him? He looks like Darby. Put him with Darby.
Yeah.
And okay, where are we going with this? Don't know.
He's got a baseball bat. It's carried around every week and have him come out and cut a promo.
Yeah. When I text you, here comes Sting. All the young guys run for your lives.
All Sting is a Tony Schiavone commentary spot. That's all he is. It's Sting!
And
great. Yes, I know, Tony. Thank you.
If I'm honest, if I had the chance to pick up Sting for this promotion and bring him in, would I do it? Yes, I would have. I would have had some plans for him, and they would have been better than this. I would have found something for him because he does have a use, but this is not it. This is failing.
And whatever the case may be, man, Darby Allin retains the TNT Championship. He's got Lance Archer looking right at him, double or nothing. I assuming that's what's going to happen there. Just take the title off of Darby, put it on Lance Archer. Let's move on from this bullshit. Let's get some Lance Archer time with the TNT Championship. So that's what's going to happen there. That's my prediction. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us during the AEW breakdown on the post show. We're going to go over the super chats in just a little bit. But guys, I'm looking at 428 likes in the chat. Can we get that up to at least 750 before the time we get out of here, man? I would really appreciate it. Every like, every thumbs up counts. So make sure you hit the thumbs up below the video to support the podcast tonight. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. And make sure you guys go check out Dr. Squatch. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. You guys are going to save a major 20% off literally everything on their site, including their bundles, which will help you get started very, very easy. Let's go over these super chats, guys. I have to refresh because YouTube has been giving me a problem in the live studio. Give me 1 second as I boot this up for everybody. The super chats have been coming in all night, and I appreciate every single one of you that have supported me all week long, man. It's a big week. And don't mind the thumbnail that's on the video right now. I had nothing on my laptop here, which I'm working out of my other apartment. Obviously, you guys see Sephiroth in the background. I don't have my normal setup, so I had a makeshift Monday Night Raw live thumbnail. Salrex is making me a thumbnail right now, so it will be good to go when the video publishes to YouTube.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. You back at home, man. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm visiting my best friend, bro.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Kevin Carter, $5 UK super chat. Thank you for all the content you did, JD. You deserve the much needed break you get tomorrow. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. Francis Loop with a 10, a 10, and a 10. He's got a couple of 10s here, man. Wow, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $10 super chats by Francis Loop. Thank you, Francis. Let me read through these one at a time here. Just skimmed through AEW Elevation. Their women's matches were far more superior than Raw matches. Shauna versus Layla Hirsch, very good with Shauna turning heel. And Thunder Rosa versus Diamante was very competitive.
Oh, you gotta cover. Are you gonna cover the Evil East thing?
No, actually, you know what? I was thinking about it, but I'm going to hold off for another week. I want to see if anything breaks, because that news actually just came out today, and I didn't see anybody report it. All we know is what she said on Twitter.
Right.
So
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, I want to wait on it before we make any assumptions, because we genuinely don't know. As far as Dark and Elevation, I just want to give a huge shout out. I don't know if they're listening all the way through here. I want to give a major shout out to 3 people in particular. Midas Black, Jay Lyon of the main event. They wrestled FTR on Elevation, and then SCU on Dark. And then Cashflow, Ken Broadway wrestled Matt Hardy last night on AEW Dark. They're all House of Glory students, all trained by the Amazing Red. They all are from Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. They're all from the city. So, they got chosen for those opportunities, and I'm hoping to see more of them. I know main event really isn't, as seasoned as other teams, but they've been doing their thing for about 2-3 years now. The gimmick is great, and they are 2 hardworking guys who are very dedicated to both of their gimmicks, which I absolutely love, because you need that dedication for sure. And I see big things for them, so congrats to them. I hope to see more of them on Dark. And then Cashflow is the face of House of Glory, if there is even still a House of Glory. I don't know what's going on with that yet, but if there is, I'm assuming he's going to be brought back. He was the face before the COVID pandemic hit. He's a money player, and AEW, I would not be surprised if they're looking at him after a couple of appearances. He's got the charisma. He's got the makeup to be a really big deal. I just hope that he really believes in himself, because I know a lot of people believe in him, and I think he's got a lot to go all the way. So I don't know if you've seen those matches, Jesse. Any thoughts on those matches, being that you watched Dark yesterday?
I mean, they were. It is what it is as far as a dark match goes. I didn't see anything that stood out for them.
Well, yeah, I don't really think those performances are used for them to stand out. I think Tony's kind of gauging on the I guess the presence of their in-ring characters and abilities. Because every match that I watched was a squash. Like Ken basically got squashed by Matt, and then the main event got squashed by FTR. But I think it's about presence.
I was digging the guy that was doing the money flip thing.
Yeah, that's Ken Broadway.
I missed where the fuck he got that money from when he did it in the middle of the match with the fucking top rope.
I'm assuming either he pulled it right before he went off the top rope from his tights, or he had some laying in the corner.
I missed that shit. I was too lazy.
The funny thing is, when he did that, I'm like, oh, that's new. I never seen him do that in Hog, so that must be a new thing that he did. But he does it in the entrance, and he's got his entrance is fucking incredible. And they didn't really give him an entrance. They just gave him a jobber entrance, and they put him out there with Matt Hardy as he got a big entrance. But in his entrance, he shuffles the money on the apron, and he makes it a big deal. It comes out to his own theme music that he's got, trademarked. He owns it. It's something you really got to see live. But hopefully we see more of them. I thought they did good.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Francis Loop. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry to cut you. Did you ever go back and watch that Britt Baker match on Elevation last week?
No.
The one I told you, like the promo and everything. You got to go check that out, man. I'm telling you got to go check that out.
I got to do that. I got to watch the Jericho thing with Austin, too.
Yeah, that was good. They covered everything. They did a chronological cover of Jericho's entire fucking career. And the letters AEW were nowhere near banned. They were free flowing, baby.
Did you hear CM Punk's comments on that? The reason why it was a thing was because CM Punk says Vince McMahon doesn't see AEW as a threat anymore.
Who?
Punk.
Who?
Phil Brooks.
Never heard of him.
Chicago made.
Never heard of him.
No?
Man.
He sucks anyway.
Punk, I love Punk. I just feel like he's just trying to keep his name relevant. He'll make comments about things that are going on in wrestling just to keep his name floating.
Just like he said today that his dream match is Kenny Omega, and if there was one in Triple H in WWE, but he has absolutely no interest in that whatsoever.
Yeah, he just gave the UK geeks headlines for days. For days.
Oh, man.
That guy opens his mouth, it's a fucking clickbait.
Save that for now, JD. What are you talking about, Edgar? Talking about the Evil East thing? Evil East was already released. I'm not going to cover it until I find out the full story. I'm not going to be like these fucking wrestle geeks out there, put it in a headline, and then she calls them out on it. It's not what happened. I'm not saying anything. Francis Loop. Let me go over these other super chats. He donated $50 here, Francis Loop. It seems to me that Elevation is getting bigger than Dark, with more big names wrestling on the show. Paul White and Tony Schiavone together are doing a fantastic job. They just need to add Miro. Miro needs to be on their TNT show that hopefully is going to be on Saturday. That's what I think. They should groom Elevation to be on Mondays on TNT. We need an alternative to Raw. The only reason why people watch Raw is because there's no AEW on Mondays. To watch, Elevation is a far superior show. Bro, the fucking shit that I took earlier in the afternoon is far superior than Monday Night Raw. It's not really that difficult to be superior to Monday Night Raw. Come on.
You're not gonna put an upstart show up against the highest rated, wrestling show in decades. That's not gonna happen.
No. He says even Britt Baker, Tay Conti, and Hikaru Shida was on Elevation. The women who competed tonight on Elevation are far more superior than the Raw Women's Division, and there's no rematches. I don't even think AEW has a catering. JD Drake, Cesar Bononi, Ryan Nemeth, even the Nightmare Factory are shown on TV in more important competitive matches and storylines. Great Raw rant. You really can't compare the two, brother. Raw is just one of the worst shows ever. And like Jesse said, it's an upstart show that highlights independent talent. So there's really no competition. Reese with a $9.99 super chat. Mr. No Days Off. Well, tomorrow I am Mr. Thursday taking off. So thank you, Reese, for the $9.99. Robert Lamoa, $5 super chat. Bronson Reed might as well join Titus Catering or The New Day. He literally turned anyone into a pancake with that frog splash. I don't see how your comment makes sense, Robert Lamoa, but Bronson Reed will be just fine. He's Samoan. WWE doesn't bury Samoans. Look at Nia Jax.
No.
Francis
Nia
Luke.
Jax Tamina was a fucking future Hall of Famer this week, according to commentary. Man.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed.
Francis Luke with a $10 super chat. Loved your rant on the women's gauntlet from WrestleMania Night 1. Must have listened to that 4 times. A lot of them don't belong in the ring, but the AEW women are just green and can improve. Thank you, Francis. WrestleMania was a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but the women have a lot of growth in AEW to do, man. The women in AEW have a lot of growth yet to come, so don't worry about it. They'll get there. I believe in them. LJBK with a $10 super chat. For all the hard work you've been putting in over the past week, you are truly the head of the table. I'm new to the IWC family, still waiting for that big Ryback run in on Kenny. What about you? The fuck you talking about, LJ? Ryback run-in on Kenny? You trolling me, bro. Come on. Jacob Donnelly, $75 super chat. Here's a bomb for the workhorse of the IWC. I enjoyed the show tonight, but AEW needs to quit the run-ins fast. Also, did you hear about Evil East getting released? Not going to speculate, but she sounds like her own worst enemy. Yeah, buddy. Thank you for the $75, Jacob. I don't want. I was thinking about covering because I texted Jesse earlier in the afternoon about it. I'm not going to cover it until more news comes out. I'm sure somebody's going to pick that up, but whatever the reason is, I feel sorry for her because there was a lot of hope and excitement around her inclusion in that women's division, and now she's not there. She's not there. So we'll see what happens, Jacob. Thank you for the $75, brother. Munchie time, $4.99 super chat. All hail the tribal chief of the IWC. Just here to show my support to the best podcast in the game. Jesse, the ice is getting low. Cheers. You heard the man, Jesse.
Well,
Yeah. LJBK.
Right on it.
Excuse me?
I'll get right on it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. LJBK, $2 super chat. Who would you put Moose against in AEW? Anybody. Moose is great. Robert Lamoa, $5 super chat. Hopefully AEW will bring that amount of crowd in WrestleMania for Double or Nothing. I think they will. They just need to get the fuck out of Daly's place, man. I think they'll have a big attendance for Double or Nothing. I think it's about time. And they also need to start going live every week, too, like WWE. This live and taped deal on and off every other week is not working for me. Jerry Winters with a $24.99 YouTube super chat. JD, can I ask a favor of you? Can we ask the OTS family to help our demon diva Issa? She needs 19 subs for 10,000. She supports the podcast and speaks so highly of you on her live streams. Issa is fucking awesome. I know Jerry Winters. Everybody. If Issa's in the chat, I don't know. She usually shows up.
Oh, she's here. What on her YouTube channel?
Issa, fucking leave your YouTube channel in the goddamn comment section. And everybody in this fucking stream that's remaining here, man, that's hanging out still, go subscribe to Issa on her YouTube channel and get Issa over 10,000 subs, you fucking geeks.
Let's go.
Come on, man. It's 19
Issa,
fucking
what's the
people that she
channel?
needs.
Come on. Let's go. What's the channel? What's the fucking channel? Let's go.
Thank you, Jerry Winters, man. Hopefully we can get on that. Dan Hackett with the $1.99 super chat. Tyson in AEW feels exactly like what he did in WWE. That's because it is. Chris Hassel with a $4.99 super chat. I hope you enjoy the Thursday off tomorrow. You deserve it, JD. Thanks, Chris. Jacob Donnelly with another $10 super chat. Britt Baker beats Sheeta. Kris Statlander beats Britt Baker. Jade Cargill beats Kris Statlander. This should be the AEW's Women's Championship booking for the next year. Love it, Jacob. Love it. It's exactly what I do. That'll give Jade Cargill more than enough time to hopefully be ready. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, excuse me, Mr. No Days Off. Much respect. You and Jesse killed it tonight, as y'all always do on Wednesday nights. Another awesome live stream. Thank you, Indigo. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Ogogo has a ceiling if all he does is one-shot guys. Well, the more I see of what we've seen of Ogogo tonight, Mr. Cake, I don't want to see any more of Anthony Ogogo. Gavin
I just put the link in the chat.
There you go. Everybody go subscribe to Issa and get her over 10,000. Gavin Deeth with a Australian $5 super chat. Picture this. Hobbs versus Humberto ends in a double countout. No one wins. No, I would rather not think about that. We don't need Humberto anywhere near AEW at all.
Hobbs has an L waiting for him next week. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. From an ex-WWE legend.
There you go.
That we all seen coming when he signed with the company. But what do we know? Jaden Vlogs, $9.99 super chat. Great review tonight, JD. Always entertaining when you're on. Have a good day off tomorrow. See you Friday. Thank you, Jaden. Mr. Cake, $2 super chat. Any idea what the plan is for Kenny at Double or Nothing? No fucking clue. I don't even think AEW knows.
Forbidden Door. I think that they do know, but it has something to do with the Forbidden Door. They're not telling us yet.
Yeah. It ain't Hangman Page. It's too soon.
Not right now. He's busy being somewhat kind of in the Dark Order, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Wilhelm Rupenshire. $5 super chat. Great work. Going a week straight. I think having Statlander pal around with best friends was TK's attempt to ensure people popped hard for her return. I could see that, man. But even Orange Cassidy's kind of falling off without live crowds. Mr. Cake, $2 super chat. The JD Mania train is over. You deserve this break. Thank you, Mr. Cake. French Onions. $4.99 super chat. Yo, JD, your channel's epic. Could you please post a playlist of songs you use off your script episodes? The songs you use for your show are epic. Yeah, French Onions. Just go YouTube Carl Casey. White Bat Audio. He's a copyright-free music artist who does synthwave. And I've grown to like synthwave because I watch Dr. D stream on YouTube. J Ray with a $20 super chat. JD and Jesse, AEW is still dealing with C-19 restrictions and waiting until fans are back at full capacity, so Khan is holding back on a lot of things creatively until things improve. So let's continue to be patient, guys.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Jesse. I'm like, J-Ray, you got Tony Khan's cell phone number. The fuck's going on?
Text him, find out why we keep
you Facebook message him, bro. You talk to Tony Khan on Discord weekly. What's going on?
Call up TK for me, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, why don't you call him up and stop telling him to fucking give me 17-man interferences at every goddamn Dynamite.
No shit.
Nicholas with a $5 super chat. Thanks for everything. So you know when the review ended, bad sounding music played over your whispering voice. Have not heard you since. What? Thanks for everything. When the review ended, bad sounding music played over your whispering voice? No fucking idea what you're talking about, Nicholas. Branch with a $1.99 super chat. Please referee Don Tony versus Kevin Castle at AEW Dark. I would if they asked me. I'm cool with both of those guys. They're fucking awesome. TLG Kevin, $4.99 super chat. Gotta show some support for the OTS fam. Can't wait to watch this tomorrow at work. Miss being in chat. Go make that money, Kevin. Go make that money, bro. We'll be here. Kris with a $9.99 super chat. What's up, JD and Jesse? Great review as always. You are the head of the table in the IWC. Jesse, are you a White Sox fan? If so, someone threw a no-hitter tonight against the Indians. Have a good night, guys.
Did they really? I was busy watching Dynamite. Nice.
There you go. And we got Issa with a $4.99 super chat. OTS squad is the best. Enjoy your well-deserved day off, and thank you for the shout-out inspiration. Roman says hello. Not Roman Reigns, geeks, even though Issa probably knows Roman Reigns better than most. Her dog, Roman. Such a cutie.
No, I believe she has Roman's cell phone number.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's something she's not telling us.
Yeah.
And if she does, I'd probably ask her, can you please tell him to unbench me on social media, please? What did I do?
Yeah. I'll tell you something right now. If you ever see a headline about someone being arrested stalking Roman,
oh yeah,
it was probably Issa.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys, that is pretty much all we got tonight for you. It's about that time Jesse and I get out of here, man. I am very much sleep deprived. I'm going right to bed after this. Nah,
not me, man. I'm going to stay up and go online for a little while, man.
Maybe. We'll see how I feel. I don't know. Maybe I'll play some Warzone. I don't know. Who knows? But I thank everybody for the super chats tonight. Guys, there's 501 likes on the stream. Can we at least, for me, can we at least get to 600? Seems like 750 is way too steep of a goal for you guys. 600 is the goal, guys. Let's try and get that before we get out of here. If you missed any of the content this busy past 10 days, everything you need is on the channel. Let's go get it. Go look for it. It's all there. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, at JDfromNY206. Thank you for everybody following me on Twitter and live tweeting with me tonight during Dynamite and NXT and WrestleMania and Raw. Friday Night SmackDown, I'll be live doing the same thing. Make sure you guys go get your t-shirts. Bonfire.com is the home. The exclusive home of Off the Script. I am in the process of getting my own website and getting all the merchandise there, plus new designs for you guys to go purchase. The layout will be done hopefully this weekend. You guys will be inside the venue with me every single week, every single night. Should be awesome. My guys over at DV8 Designs are coming up with that, putting the finishing touches on that. Go get your masks, mouthmasker.com/OTS, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. And make sure you guys hit up Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off. People in the chat say, watch Impact. No, thank you.
No.
Fuck out of here. after this week, after these 10 days, you want me to watch Impact? Fuck Impact, man. You guys are going to be without a world champion in about a week.
I had to sit through fucking Tuesday nights this week, man.
I had to sit through Raw. Okay?
Man.
And you want me to watch Impact?
Fuck that.
Fuck out of here, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, guys, we're getting out of here. We got our cold beverages. It's going to be a rainy New York City day tomorrow, but the windows are going to be down anyway. We're hitting the highway. Mr. Cake, I see you $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Windows are down. That music. Full max. Blast it. Give me those guitar emojis in the chat, and I'll see you guys on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.